Hi, did you see where today, I believe, is day 113 out of this calendar year? And our U.S. Congress has worked 25 days. Now, the one thing about that is they're one of the few people that get to vote themselves on how much money they make. They get to vote themselves on when they get salary increases. Remember when they voted to give themselves an increase when COVID was going on and most small businesses were closed and most people were out of work at that time because of all of the lockdowns? Do you remember that? But we have a Congress right now that has only worked 25 days out of 113 days out of this year, when everybody else is going to work to take care of our country. Now, this wouldn't be so bad if we didn't have all kinds of issues in our country, but we see right now that the Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, found all of this corruption in federal agencies. In order for them not to be corrupt any further, just taking their money, as the president has done in many of the cases, is not enough. If they had someone that was managing those agencies, someone that was looking at those agencies, like the people that we elect to go to Congress, if they would work more than 25 days out of 113, then maybe we would not have a U.S. Treasury that could not account for $4.7 trillion. Or we would not have had USAID that had NGOs. It seems like the big deal in Washington is to have one of your family members or friends create an NGO. Therefore, money can come back to you and everybody in your family, and you all can become millionaires. If that wasn't going on, then it would be okay for them to work just 25 days out of the year. Or if we did not have district court judges who were overturning decisions by the president of the United States that is elected by the majority of the people in the country, then if they would do their jobs, because they are also they control the district courts, and all they have to do is take away some of their power so that they don't overturn a decision of the president, which we know that they're not supposed to anyway. But if we had a Congress that went to work more than 25 hours, then we wouldn't have people defending illegal immigrants that are gang members instead of defending the people in the United States that are incarcerated wrongfully because they did not have the money or whatever to pay for a good attorney. Then those 90,000 people would have someone looking out for them. Or maybe even so, maybe we wouldn't have had a Department of Education that was so out of control and could not take care of its own funding. Therefore, the president had to take over it and send it to another department. If we had a Congress that was functional, that was working more than 25 days out of 113 days out of our calendar year, maybe we would not have the tariffs and the unbalanced trade that we have. And President Trump would not have to come in as the 47th president and fix a situation that every president in the last 50 years failed to take care of, if we had a Congress that worked more than 25 days out of 113. So all I'm saying is that when you go to the polls and elect somebody, a congressman or a senator, you might want to ask them, are you going to really go to work, or are you just going to Washington so that you can create an NGO for someone in your family so that they can take money and then all of you can live happily ever after on the backs of U.S. taxpayers? Anyway, that's just me venting and talking about what's going on in our nation's capital. Let me know what you think.